The main reason that on a recent live stream I was pretty adamant that Schisandra is a god chemical is because there's a lot of very potent things that it can do. Here, there's a paper that is telling us Schisandra chinensis protects against dopaminergic neuronal oxidative stress, neuroinflammation, and apoptosis via a brain-derived neurotrophic factor pathway. In a different paper, they tell us that Schisandra is able to reduce symptoms of benign prostate hyperplasia. I mean, this is something that people, somewhat struggle with. In another paper, it shows us that Schisandra had a dose-dependent effect on human prostate tissue. Schisandra had a dose-dependent relaxation effect on human prostate tissue. This is extremely useful for guys that have BPH, whether you're on TRT or otherwise, to get alleviation of symptoms. In addition, though, I mean, people are always looking for an alternative to tadalafil, like maybe it gives you side effects or you'd rather not take it or whatever. You might want to consider Schisandra because through a nitric oxide cyclic guanosine monophosphate pathway, it actually has the ability to facilitate the contractility of penile corpus cavernosum smooth muscle tissue, which facilitates better erections. Then I think one of the most impressive facets of Gomacin N, which is one of the other constituents in Schisandra, is its ability to lower prolactin. Okay, they say in this paper, which we're going to break down, that Gomacin N, which is again one of the major constituents within Schisandra, are regulators of PRL production and may be candidates for the treatment of not only hyperprolactinemia, elevated prolactin, but prolactinomas. I mean, these are tumors that secrete prolactin. I'm always on the lookout for individual compounds that have a diverse set of actions that can affect physiology positive and all the things that are relevant to us. And boys, I found one.
Hey, what up, say? One time for the hometown, I got love for it, that's real. Yeah. 2 times for the haters, man, cause I notice how this shit feel. 3 times for my family.
All right, before we get into the video, again, coaching, guys, I am booking on slots very quick. I am the busiest I have been. So look, if you're looking to get on board for the 90-day one-on-one hands-on coaching program, the 180-day one-on-one hands-on coaching program, we're doing nootropic regimen design, TRT protocol design, sexual dysfunction resolution, whether it's a libido or erectile quality issues, dopaminergic systems regeneration, neurotrophic factor brain regeneration, host of very targeted things. You can hire me in under a minute, livecortex.com. These are booking fast, so you've got to get on soon. We also have consultations specifically for TRT. So those of you that can't figure your protocol out or are trying to get libido and erections back and you just can't figure it out, hire me at livecortex.com. Let's get it done. Interestingly, Schisandra developed its distinctive properties over time, like in our history in China. It is one of the craziest effective chemicals for increasing erectile function, which nobody ever talks about. So I'm glad that I can kind of bring that to your guys' attention because no one's talking about this right now. For enhancing dopaminergic signaling in the brain, protecting against neuroinflammation, reducing prolactin, and enhancing natural testosterone biosynthesis. Because that's what the actual plant looks like. There are berries on the Schisandra plant, and they are the magnolia berry. Didn't know that. What's really cool about this compound is like plenty of people have tried it, like including yours truly. I'm running a cycle, but on the web, people have reported a lot of positive effects from Schisandra. This is in the Nootropics Depot subreddit, which is kind of like a nootropic subreddit. Guy goes, so I've been taking Nootropics Depot Schisandra for less than 2 days, 2 doses yesterday and 1 today, but so far I've noticed some radical effects. Of all the dopaminergic supplements that I've tried, this one seems to be the most radical in alleviating depression and making me feel like my old self again. Here's one. Schisandra seems to be super relaxing and mood boosting. Here's an interesting anecdotal. There's a guy in the supplements subreddit, so just not nootropics, like not biohacking, but supplements, that goes, Schisandra is a powerful liver and kidney tonic. There are actually papers on Schisandra and mediating depression, okay, aiding depression, alleviating depression symptoms by modifying the noradrenergic, dopaminergic, and GABAergic and glutaminergic systems. All right, so let's get to the main papers on this, okay? I guess we'll go through the erectile function paper on it. As I said before, everyone's looking for an alternative to tadalafil or whatever, like just like trying to enhance erectile quality. If you can take something that isn't a drug, probably that's better, or maybe that's better on your peace of mind. Now, the nitric oxide CGMP or cyclic guanosine monophosphate pathway is an important pathway to be optimized for proper erectile function. This is, in fact, the pathway that, scientists, when they're studying this, are trying to optimize or trying to find drugs that optimize in order to facilitate further new drug discovery for fixing erectile dysfunction problems. All right, this is a paper titled Effect of Schisandra chinensis Fruit Extract and Gomacin A, again, one of the major constituents of Schisandra, on the contractility of penile corpus cavernosum smooth muscle, a potential mechanism through the nitric oxide cyclic guanosine monophosphate pathway. And they basically go on to conclude kind of what I said. For people looking for alternative routes to, fixing erectile issues or just improving erectile function, they go Schisandra chinensis and GA, which is Gomacin A, again, one of the major constituents of this compound, this plant, are potential alternative treatments for men who want to consume natural products to ameliorate erectile function or who do not respond to the commercially available medicines. Like for erectile function, if I were you, I mean, this is the dose that I'm running now and I'm noticing enough of a difference with it. Again, I run 5 milligrams tadalafil daily. I think it's a great complement to tadalafil. I'm running 950 milligrams a day. So that's 2 capsules of Wild Harvest, no affiliation, Schisandra. I got that on Amazon, dude. What they found in this paper is that Udanafil, which is another PDE5 inhibitor, less popular PDE5 inhibitor for enhancing erectile quality, and Ralapram, basically another one, induce relaxation of the penile corpus cavernosal smooth muscle tissue. Those were enhanced, so that erectogenic positive benefit of taking a PDE5 inhibitor was enhanced after exposure of Schisandra chinensis and Gomicin A. They go, our results indicate that Schisandra chinensis and Gomicin A induce the relaxation of penile corporal cavernosal smooth muscle tissue via the nitric oxide, CGMP, and CAMP signaling pathways. So the bottom line here is, about a gram of Schisandra will more than likely help you have better erection quality. Okay, if you're someone that's suffering from ED and you've tried every route, hopefully your testosterone is optimized and you're optimizing your diet and you're getting some cardio in, you might want to have a look at Schisandra. This is why, boys, it's a god chemical. All right, let's talk about dopamine. Okay, if you're really wanting to optimize dopamine, there are a variety of different things which we talk about on this channel, including 9-MeBC and cerebral lysin that can help you to do that. But one of them is also Schisandra. Okay, again, versatile chemical that does a lot of different things. That's in the wheelhouse of what we typically discuss here. I mean, in this study, Schisandra was able to alleviate the abnormal levels of reactive oxygen species. It inhibits like a couple pathways that lead to a downregulation of pro-inflammatory cytokines, which is pretty impressive. And they end up concluding that Schisandra protects against dopamine neurodegeneration. And these are Parkinson's disease mice. Let's talk about prolactin. Okay, yeah, look, cabergoline is probably the most effective drug to lower prolactin. A lot of people think that it's dangerous, but it really isn't. It really only gets dangerous at a cumulative dose of 300 milligrams. I've done an entire breakdown on that on this channel. However, look, if it makes you feel better, it gives you a better peace of mind to take something else rather than cabergoline for your elevated prolactin, then look into Schisandra. I'm running a cycle of it now, so I'll actually be able to definitively tell what it's doing to my prolactin. However, this is a paper that is titled Therapeutic Effects of Schisandra chinensis on Hyperprolactinemia in a Rat, where they go, prolactin expression levels were examined using a real-time PCR and Western blot assay. Crude Schisandra chinensis extract in a single compound, Gomicin N, reduced mRNA and protein levels of prolactin in GH3 cells. They go, in addition, cell proliferation and prolactin target gene expression in cells were modulated by Schisandra. Crude Schisandra chinensis extract and Gomicin N reduced prolactin levels in the pituitary and serum of immature female rats. These results indicate that Schisandra chinensis and its single compound Gomicin N are regulators of prolactin production and may be a candidate or candidates for the treatment of hyperprolactinemia and prolactinoma. All right, so what do we got? We have optimization of a primary erectogenic pathway to facilitate erections, which may be a replacement for some people for tadalafil and may actually work in conjunction with tadalafil to get you better erections. Optimizing one of the primary pathways, the nitric oxide cyclic guanosine monophosphate pathway, to facilitate smooth muscle tissue contractility and better erectile function. Secondly, inhibition of pro-inflammatory cytokines and neuroinflammation through a brain-derived neurotrophic factor, optimizing the dopaminergic system in the brain, okay? Potently dopaminergic compound. I actually acutely notice it when I take it. As an aside, my libido is better, and yes, my erections are better when I'm taking Schisandra. Has the ability to be an alternative treatment, like other than tadalafil or other treatments for benign prostate hyperplasia. Okay, that's pretty useful because some guys that end up on TRT for whatever reason are just susceptible to have BPH just from taking testosterone, right? This would be a great compound to throw in your regimen to alleviate those symptoms. If you are a natural and you're trying to optimize testosterone biosynthesis, you could actually upregulate the function of a couple genes that are critical, mission critical in the testosterone biosynthesis process. You're natural and you're doing everything else, like you've got the vitamin D, maybe the fenugreek, maybe the pine pollen, hopefully you're eating well, you're sleeping well, you're not consuming a lot of booze. Bringing Schisandra into your regimen is going to further enhance testosterone production. And then lastly, one of the most impressive up-and-coming candidates for reducing prolactin in people with hyperprolactinemia. I mean, look, there are a lot of states in which prolactin goes high, like super elevated estradiol very consistently in susceptible individuals is going to raise your prolactin. People that ingest kratom You should probably get off the kratom, definitely, but opioid receptor agonist, which kratom is going to inhibit D2 receptor activation in the pituitary gland, which is going to raise prolactin. People on certain anabolic androgenic steroids, they're prolactogenic. There's a couple of them that are, where prolactin goes up. Maybe not run, a cabergoline cycle this time, or pramipexole. Run Schisandra and see if you get alleviation. Almost definitely your prolactin levels are going to go down. Very rarely do I come across a compound and be like, all right, I want to do a video about this because it's super multifaceted and somewhat considered a god chemical because it does all these things. But like enhancing erectile quality, dopaminergic activity in the brain, reducing prolactin, aiding in BPH, and generally acutely, just as a testimonial, giving you a brain performance nootropic-like benefit, Schisandra has made the god chemical list. All right, guys, as I said in the beginning, I'm just getting super booked right now. So those of you business people with the budget that want to work with me, I want to make sure we can get a slot, and I'd love to close your business before I've got to close these down. All right, so if you need to book me at livecortex.com. The one-on-one hands-on coaching programs for 90 days and 180 days, as well as 365 days, those are still open. But the point at which I am fully booked, I'm going to have to close them. And by the way, when I close them, you're not gonna be able to get on board until like fall of 2024, like this coming fall. That's many months away. Okay, on the bottom here, right on the bottom, we've got a TRT protocol advice consultation, right? It's a 40-minute email exchange with me where we go through your protocol, figure out what's wrong, optimize, change doses, bring in HEG, modify estrogen. I've got a slew of ways to modify estradiol, which is really the primary driving factor of crappy TRT protocols, estradiol being out of range. So listen, I can get your protocol squared away. Book me in under a minute at livecortex.com. Torque Nootropic Stack, all day energy, focus, and motivation. I mean, this stuff is very, very powerful. You're not going to want to run out of it. Great news is now it's on discount at 35% off. Code for that is 35TORQ. All right, everybody, it's been a pleasure hanging out with you. Hope you're having a great day. Hope you had a great weekend. Hope you're ready for the spring. More content coming this week, so pay attention to that. Sub to the channel. Like the video. It really makes a difference. Hope you're doing well, feeling good, and sleeping good. And I'll talk to you guys on the next one.